Welcome to the English news of Bình Phước television station and newspaper. I'm Tổ Quanh. Now following are the headlines of today. Digital payment boosting e-commerce. Meeting between unit, locality and families of new soldiers. Vietnam court foreign investment to build a sustainable future. Boosting growth through consumption tourism. Digital payments are becoming increasingly popular and offering great convenience. As one of four important pillars, they are driving e-commerce and facilitating large transactions.
The development of e-commerce is primarily based on digital payments. Without such payment solutions, the ability to scale and speed up transactions could be limited. When e-commerce truly booms, the number of transactions will be substantial and much higher than in traditional commerce. E-commerce has now begun to expand to rural areas and being accompanied by the development of payment options. Figures show that nearly 83% of Vietnamese adults have digital banking apps, and the figure is 79% in rural areas. In Bình Phước alone, 89 out of every 100 people use the internet. This level of popularity makes it easy for anyone to conduct transactions and buy and sell in the digital environment, helping promote the development of e-commerce.
The military command of Bình Phước province has held a meeting between the unit, the locality, and families of newly enlisted soldiers in 736th Infantry Regiment.
Delegates and the relatives of the new soldiers were briefed on the studies, trainings, and living activities of the new soldiers in the 2 months since they were assigned to the unit. Overcoming the initial difficulties, the new recruits have matured and adapted to the military's environment. They have also expressed their determination to study and strive to become excellent soldiers in the Vietnamese People's Army. The new soldiers and their relatives also had the opportunities to meet with unit leaders to find more information on policies and regimes and have any other concerns addressed. The military's command of Bình Phước province has held meetings between the unit, the localities, and the families of newly enlisted soldiers for 5 years. This acts as a bridge connecting local leaders, relatives, and new soldiers with the unit and helps the new recruits wholeheartedly focus on the studies and training and have their relatives entrust their children to study and grow up in a military environment and proudly contribute to the cause of national defense.
In response to the Godmother program launched by the Central Committee of Vietnam Women Union and the celebration of the 20th anniversary of Chương Thành Renovation and Development, the Women Union of Chương Thành Town held its Godmother Connecting Love program and presented gifts to people facing difficulties.
The Women's Union of Chương Thành Town linked collectives and sponsors with 6 orphan children. Each month, local godmothers support a child with 500,000 Vietnam dong in cash and food. All levels of women's unions in Chương Thành Town have agreed to be godmothers for 28 orphans and children in extremely difficult circumstances. The program is a human endeavor showing the kindness and tolerance of women in Chương Thành Town and spreads a message about helping children live and learn with love from the community. On this occasion, the Women's Union of Chương Thành Town presented gifts to 15 needy people, helping ease some of their difficulties.
Vietnam and Thailand, two of the region's fastest-growing economies, have been vying for foreign trade and investment to build a sustainable future, British website internationalbanker.com has said.
The British website said Vietnamese government has made a concerted effort to attract investment through a variety of incentives. Vietnam is already well connected internationally with ASEAN. It ranks behind only Indonesia and Singapore in terms of international trade relationships. One of the most promising recent developments has been its strategic partnership with the Republic of Korea, which has already brought in nearly $18 billion in investment from Samsung alone. Vietnam is looking to shift away from heavy industry and becoming more selective in the sectors it promotes for foreign investment. International companies are increasingly applying sustainability standards across borders through their supply chains. Vietnam is raising its own standards accordingly to maintain their valuable trade relationships, the article said.
As one of the three largest investors in Laos with total capital of over $5.3 billion, Vietnam Electric City project not only contribute to its neighbors' socio-economic development and livelihood, but also realizing the Asian Power Grid initiative.
This hydropower project, costly nearly $540 million, has a capacity of 322 megawatts. Construction began in March 2011. All turbines have been put into operation, with annual power generation estimated at over 1.2 billion kilowatt per hour a year. This is sold to Vietnam through a 230 kilowatt power transmission line. The export of electricity to Vietnam is considered a good start, as it not only contributes to promoting the electricity trade between Vietnam and Laos, but also to realizing the ASEAN Power Grid initiative. In particular, Laos, Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore have successfully negotiated sales, and Laos has been selling 100 megawatts of electricity to Singapore since last June through the power transmission networks of Thailand and Malaysia. Building a common power grid network in ASEAN will bring significant economic efficiency, especially in ensuring energy security in each country. ASEAN countries need to quickly develop a common standard for power transmission, as well as a uniform tax rate on buying and selling electricity across borders.
Maintaining reasonable prices, implementing promotion policies, and diversifying products are among the solutions to boost economic growth after COVID-19, according to insiders.
This supermarket is applying a number of measures to boost consumption after being affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Nguyễn Thị Hải Thanh, director of the Aeon Long Biên department store and supermarket, is optimistic about consumption in the second quarter of this year and that customer numbers will bounce back. As for the tourism industry, many promotion programs have been conducted to attract international visitors. It is expected that the visa relaxation policy proposed by the government will boost tourism and be a boon for the whole economy. The service sector saw recovery in the first quarter of this year, with accommodation and catering services increasing nearly 26%. Meanwhile, the wholesale and retail sector posted year-on-year growth of over 8%. Vietnam welcomed more than 2.6 million foreign tourists in the first quarter of 2023, nearly 30-fold higher than the same period last year, according to the General Statistics Office. The tourism sector has set a target of catering to 110 million tourists this year, including some 8 million foreign holidaymakers.
People in the ancient capital of Huế must have been familiar with the phrase Thái y viện, which were once of the healthcare agencies for not only the royal family and the mandarin in the royal palace, but also soldiers and people under the Nguyễn dynasty. Over the past time, local authorities have exerted effort to preserve the heritage and turn it into a unique tourist product.
Located right next to Huế Imperial Palace, a restoration project of the Imperial Medicine Institute, Thái y viện of the Nguyễn dynasty, was renovated from the old one, becoming a space for providing Oriental medicine checkups and treatment for both local and tourists. The highly qualified doctors from the Huế Oriental Medicine Association are the core of the healthcare mission. They have studied and applied all traditional remedies and medicine from the Imperial Medicine Institute to process the examination and treatment to patients and visitors. Thái y viện has always played an important role in the development of the national medicine and pharmacy. With the aim of promoting the value of Oriental medicine and royal medicine, Thừa Thiên Huế province is implementing the project, development of raw materials and medicinal products, towards building Thái y viện on the basis of a traditional medicine hospital. To tap the values of royal medicine, local authorities are set to get the support from the Ministry of Health for further expertise advices, and then turn it into a unique tourist product of the locality.
That's for 10 minutes of BPTV News. To watch the news again, you can download the BPTV Go mobile app or visit our website and YouTube channel. Now, thanks for staying with us and see you next time.